Buddleia is really nice for butterflies.
Oh yes, amazing. Yeah, yeah. And so what we have here in the forest garden is a framework of fruit trees, nut trees, and then in between we have um, through all the layers we have shrubs like the buddleia, and we come down to herbaceous things like the spinach, and then we have ground cover, and then we have things that are growing across the ground, and then we have things that are growing in the ground, and then we have things that are climbing up through the trees. So here, this is an apple tree. It's called Pitmaston pineapple, originally from Devon in the south of England. It produces an apple which is truly pineapple flavoured, very small,
Wow.
but very prolific.
And so, would you consider this as a Zone 1 garden or a Zone 1 combined with Zone 2 in the same space?
I have a slight problem with Bill Mollison and zonation. I think it works really well if you have 100 acres and you live in South Australia, where it's easier to have 100 acres. In most of Europe, it's quite difficult to have sites of this size. For most people, their zonation, Zone 1, is probably in the local supermarket. So I think within a garden this small size, zonation doesn't really work as a principle. So everything here is Zone 1 or Zone 2.
With these ones of Zone 4 combined with the nut trees.
Ah, well, yes, we have lots of Zone 4 here because it's all designed. And I'll show you as we go around that we keep spaces, especially for wildlife, within the garden. Yeah, it's a very good point because it's very important for butterflies and moths and birds when you have these spaces that you leave just for them. Good point. So here we have Medlar, Mesopilus germanica.
You like the roses also?
Oh yeah. Yeah, roses make, I think, nice in a salad. Yeah, we have lots of flower salads here. Something we specialise in. This is another Scottish apple. This is Tower of Glamis. And this here is a walnut. This is Juglans Sieboldii or Ilantifolia. This is one of the problems with botanists. They keep changing the names. This is a heart-shaped walnut. We haven't had no nuts off this tree yet, but it's very healthy as a tree. We have had walnuts, but from different species. Ponds for the ducks and so on. Now, Bill Mollison says, you don't have a slug problem, you have a duck shortage, which is quite true. So we have call ducks in the garden. Oh look, there's a couple over there. Very dinky. And they do eat the duck, they do eat the slugs. But they also eat all the plants we put in the ponds. So we're swithering here about whether to protect the pond. We have another pond over there. From the ducks so that we could just be growing more water plants. But it also produces frogs and toads and so on.
The ducks free range all year round?
Yeah. And the thing with these call ducks is they don't eat the plants, they just eat the small creatures.
What's the name of their breed?
Well, call ducks, we call them.
Call ducks.
Yeah, they're called call ducks because they're quite noisy. They were used originally by duck hunters to put on the water to attract other ducks to shoot. But here we are again, March in Scotland. See the pears are breaking bud. All looking very promising.
It's going to be a nice year.
Here's an interesting technique. These apples here, this is a very far northern Scottish apple. This one is called Cool Blush. And we're bending the branches down to create fruit on a tree that's trying to get to the top of the forest.
Looking so right.
Yeah.
So you bend the branches to a more area with more light?
No, it's really because when you bend the branches over, it forces them to produce fruit buds on the top. So because if the tree only goes upwards, it just produces growth buds. When you bend it over, then it produces fruit buds.
So that's a good tip.
Yeah. So this is an old technique for increasing the fruit. This is interesting here, this tree over the pond, it's Crataegus azarellus. It's a Mediterranean hawthorn. And you can still see there's some fruit on the top from last winter.
Well,
Very
good
much
one.
liked by the wildlife. But also, they used to make bread from these. Grind up the hawthorns to make a flour for bread.
They're edible, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Rich in vitamin C is another Scottish apple, white Melrose. Here we have mushroom logs. These are for shiitake.
Shiitake.
We'll see if they produce anything.
Which
Not
wood
yet.
is this?
Good question.
Alder?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. Can't remember.
And here you have your...
So these are trees for sale. So we've got apples and pears, plums, cherries, pears, plums. So we produce our own fruit trees here. So there's a...
How long have these ones been grafted?
Well, it depends. If you look like this, these are last year's. If you look like this, these are 2-3 years old. We have, this is a quince, and there's another quince over here, flowering currant just coming in between. It's just producing
beautiful.
flowers.
It's a flowering currant.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It produces fruit also?
No, you just grow flowers.
It's beautiful.
So we teach pruning here, for example, is one of the things we teach here. So this is Allington Pippin, which is an apple variety, but look, you have an espalier with no support at all. And just by pruning you can produce amazing things. And these trees are very productive. A tree like this can produce 20 kilos of apples.
Wow.
We'll see how we do this year.
Very nice.
This is another quince. This is still a quince up there. This one is called Vranja. Most of the books in UK tell you this is Hungarian. It's actually from Croatia because it's from when it was part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire.
Okay.
The quince is lovely, and Portuguese people know about quinces.
I love it.
Yeah, and
I love it.
we're always trying some things different. Down here, this is Jerusalem artichoke. See all the brown one there? You see that? It's just on the surface. Ah, yeah. This one has escaped. So, yummy. Very high in inulin, very healthy food. We will dig through this bed in the next week or so. We'll take some for seed and then plant them back again. But very good winter vegetable. And here, do you know what this is?
Goji?
Yeah, very good. Goji berry, yeah.
How long
Nobody
does it
in Scotland has been known to grow a goji berry yet. Lots of people have grown goji berry plants, but well, it's been there about 3 years. This one has taken off for some reason, but it'd be nice to see if we ever actually got any goji berries.
Never produced a goji berry.
No, it's too far north, I think, but we keep trying.
It grows. Maybe one warmer year.
Yes, maybe. Strawberries down here. Nice rose at the back there. Gift
How
from a
many
friend.
generations have this strawberries?
3.
She's still producing.
Yeah. Oh, lots of strawberries. We get masses of strawberries.
You want to tell us about your technology here?
Oh, this? Well, these are A-frames. These are for when the ducks have babies.
Okay.
So the ducks free range all the time, but when they have ducklings, you have to put them in something, otherwise the crows or the raptors eat them, or the cats. So it's our own design, and these are really effective, but we are ahead of the duckling season just now.